So let's get some winners in this one with the Panthers and the Devils. Let me bring up the current odds, make sure we're giving out the best line or the worst line, like I like to do. You got the Devils here, pretty big favorite tonight for sure. Let me get that line right there. I'll call it minus $1.80 anyways. Let me at least put the minus on there with Vanasek. We'll see. Let me also look at the goalies. Make sure we got that one right. All right. There we go. Okay. Bobrovsky coming in here. Vanasek. No, both these goalies are unconfirmed at this point. We do have a couple of goalies that are confirmed for tonight's action, but I think for me here in this matchup at $1.80, that's a high price. I do like the Devils here for sure in this game. I think right now the way things are starting out this season feels like a pretty solid spot actually for the Devils. I'm gonna end up probably lay the puck line here in this one with New Jersey tonight. Yeah, we could be safe. We could take them on the money line, just get in and get out. But I feel like this will be a confident, good victory tonight here for the Devils over the Panthers. See if you guys are interested in any NHL tonight. Just taking a look, currently where the two teams stand in this one. Of course, you got Florida so far. I mean, they are 0-2, so now, and we're still on the road here to start the season. That's where they've been so far on their first two games. So New Jersey played them both at home so far with a victory. They got the victory, of course. Their one loss was in overtime. Was it overtime or a shootout? I'm having to go off my memory here in this one, but it was a win. That's right. It was a win, right? So they come in with that victory over Arizona 4-3, right? And then the win over Detroit, the loss to Arizona. Got it. Okay. Man, I need my third computer here to get all my notes together. But I like the Devils here tonight. Ray says, give me the Devils on the puck line. Yeah, they failed the puck line in both so far, so that certainly is a concern of mine. But Florida also has lost against the puck line so far. Florida off to really kind of a miserable start at this point with 2-goal losses to both Winnipeg and Minnesota on the road. So now we got a game here on this trip in New Jersey, and I'm going to take them here in this one. Florida does pretty well in this series. They've kind of, been pretty solid. Of course, let's see. Last meeting here was a 4-2 win last December. Florida won it 4-2. In fact, the final score of the last three meetings between these two teams has been 4-2. Two of them were won by Florida, and one of them by New Jersey. So we could be safe, but at $1.80, I'm willing to lay some puck line. I'll probably split it up. I'm like that. Take some 1.5, take some money line, call it -1, and take the Devils tonight as my play in this one. Got the Red Wings taking on the Blue Jackets on Monday. It looks like, let me fix that there, the graphic there. In this one, you got the Red Wings road favorite, it looks like right now. Let's make sure of that line at $1.15 or so against the Blue Jackets. Of course, Detroit comes in with a 1-1 record so far, and the Blue Jackets come in also at 1-1. Blue Jackets have been at home for both games so far this season, while Detroit's played one at home and one on the road. I'm showing the Red Wings are up to at least $1.20 right now, if not even a little bit higher. So a little bit of move here, I would say, on the Red Wings thus far. We did see, let's see, man, I did see one number as high as $1.30 here currently in the market at Bovada. So looks like the Red Wings are taking a little bit of action here in this one on the road. So I'm not seeing too much sharp action yet, which for me, I kind of want to just a straight look here. Let's see. Man, I was hoping to get some. Maybe I'm hoping for some consensus here in this one. Uh, Maybe there's a little bit of value here with Detroit, but I guess I probably just want to take the Blue Jackets as a home dog at even money or so. This one feels so close to me, and I don't know if I want to trust Detroit on the road necessarily at this point. I mean, Detroit's they lost that road. They lost at New Jersey 4-3. So I know New Jersey looking pretty okay so far, certainly, but oh man, I'm real. This is my toughest game right here. If I had the confidence meter, it's not registering necessarily in this one, but all right. Columbus won on the road at Detroit back in January, 4-3, and Detroit clubbed them a couple of other times before that. So this one registers tough for me. I'm just going to take some Blue Jackets at even money. I'm not liking this one too much. Ray says, give me the Red Wings on the money line. Okay, let's do a little challenge, Ray. I'll take the Blue Jackets today. I'll even take them at even money. I know we can get a little bit of plus money here, and maybe that's what I'm interested in with the Blue Jackets today. All right. Let's see. Columbus, a 5-3 win over the Rangers 2 nights ago at home. That was their home win, but their a loss was at Philly. They lost at Philly 4-2. Give me Columbus. They lost at Philly. Give me Columbus. The Arizona Coyotes on the road against the New York Rangers. Connor Ingram here looks like for the Coyotes, and Igor Shesterkin for the Rangers. Ingram is definitely in there, according to the beat writers. He will be in goal in this one for his first start of the season. Shesterkin, not confirmed yet. He's 1-1 so far with a 3.08 goals against in a couple of starts and a 87% save percentage. Man, I'm really struggling with those graphics right there. It is definitely 220. Let's see what we got for the current line. Rangers maybe down to 210 or so, and a 6.5 over 15 looks fair. Arizona comes in with a road win so far. Rangers 1-1 thus far. Both games were on the road for the Rangers. They had 4-1 win. Right? Let's see. It was no 5-1 win against Buffalo in the opener on the road, and then of course they lost at Columbus 5-3 in the next game. And Arizona started that season off with that 4-3 win against New Jersey. Of course, we had the Coyotes in that game. We talked about the Coyotes. Now, look, I don't want everybody to run to the window and think that we're, to have the Coyotes making the playoffs or anything like that. But there are certainly plenty of analysts out there that are, have the Coyotes improving this year. I thought they looked pretty decent in that opener to get the road win. We were on them in that game. And we'll see as far as the Rangers are concerned right now with splitting those first two games, but they've owned this series of late. Well, they've won 4 straight meetings and won them both last year. They won the home game last year against the Coyotes 4-1, and that was about a year. That was about a year to the day. It was October the no, I take that back. Let me see here. I'm going to call it up now. It was I'm sorry, it was on October the 30th of last year, or November the 13th of last year. Arizona won 4-1 at home. They also won in Arizona 3-2. So a little bit tough, when Arizona on the road here. And man, for me, I'm gonna be, I'm sure, on the Rangers. Look, I know I was on the Coyotes in the first game, and I want to see, with Connor Ingram in there, but no, I'm gonna have to. I'll lay a goal and a half in this one. I'm gonna lay another puck line. I'm gonna take the Rangers here in this one. Got some plays from you guys? No. Minus 1.5 at even money. That works for me. I'm sure the Rangers can, take this one. If Arizona wins 2 road games now, then we'll really start to say, hey, maybe these experts are right. Maybe I'm right. Like I said, I'm with them. I'm on the Arizona's improved uh, bandwagon a little bit. Remember, they're in there. They got Chicago right there at the bottom of the division with them. So Chicago's going to start moving up, even though things have been a little bit sketchy of late. We're going to talk about Chicago in a few moments, but for me, I'll take the Rangers. Coyotes coming off a win. Give me the Rangers tonight on the puck line. Get it done against Coyotes. Flames on the road, $1.25, maybe even $1.30 now. Total 6.5 over 15. So I don't know. It looks like a little bit of move here on the Calgary Flames in this one against Washington. And, I don't know. It might be easy to see why. I would think Calgary is in good position to win this game. I'm going to probably be on them here as my free play. I think Calgary offensively can have a strong night here against the Capitals. That's really what it feels like to me. I have some concerns about Washington in this game. Now, I'm not saying it's all based on that, season opening game, and we've already seen Calgary twice. They have went over in both games. Calgary, they got rocked by Pittsburgh here on this road trip already in the last game, 5-2, but they beat Winnipeg 5-3. So I expect some goals here, and I'm not sure I'm very confident right now in the Caps moving forward this season. Maybe this has been a tough place for Calgary in the past on this trip, and they haven't played very well in the past against Washington. It is a series where they just see each other twice a year. But I'm going to take the Flames. I mean, if they're favored for a reason, it feels like to me. That old philosophy a little bit. And Washington, of course, looked pretty dismal in that opening game against Pittsburgh, losing 4-0 at home. That left fans uh, wondering what's going on right now with the Capitals to start the season. Looks like some plays here from you guys talking about some other games. Appreciate that. But for me, I'm strong on the total. I'm sure you guys got the gist of what I was saying there. If I said I got a couple premiums tonight, I think this is gonna be one of them. But I've got Calgary to win this game tonight. Yeah, there could be some volatility in the side. You look at the line. It's a closely rated game, but Calgary favored in this one on the road, and if anything, it looks like it's going a little bit higher. I don't know if it's sharp. There was some widely reported. Yep, widely reported steam came in on Calgary. When did that come in? It was just, I think it was either when we were just getting the show started, this line started to move. It was, yeah, just 10 minutes before the show, some big time action came in on Calgary. Steam play. It was a steam play. So I'm going to take the Flames here, though, in this one. I'm going to chase that. I'm chasing the steam here. Steam chaser Ramon going to come in here with Calgary today on the road. And we're on a road trip. No doubt about it. Let's see what this goalie situation is here with Markstrom and Darcy Kemper. All right. No confirmed goalies just yet in this one, but I'm sure that feels like this will be the matchup. We'll see. Nonetheless, Calgary favored here on the road. That's who I'm going to end up going with after that dismal effort by Washington to start the season. Could they bounce back? I guess they should, and they could. But I don't know. I'm not saying I'm totally high on Calgary, but the actions on Calgary here, it looks like from Sharps, and I'm going to be on them on my free play here. And I've got the Blackhawks here on the road against the Leafs. Joseph Woll is definitely confirmed by the beat writers. It looks like to be in goal here. Maybe it's going to be Mrazek for Chicago in this one. And look at this line. Hello. Is it April already? Toronto minus 325. And yeah, we have concerns right already with Chicago. Okay, the first game was fine. Chicago, they're making these guys play all these games right out of the gate on the road here. This is already going to be the fourth game for the Blackhawks so far, all on the road with Connor. That kind of sucks. Putting them out there on the road to start the season. All three games have gone under so far for the Blackhawks. Leafs have gone over in both games thus far, but yeah, we're not seeing maybe the increased offense from the Black. Yeah, I think maybe we are. I don't know. They scored 2 goals in the loss to Montreal. They scored 3 goals or scored the 1 goal in the loss to Boston after opening the season with that 4-2 victory against Pittsburgh now. So a little bit of, stamina issues or whatnot for where the Blackhawks are at, making them start on the road like this currently. And it does feel like they're, like I said, I'm kind of pro Blackhawks at this point. I think there will be improvement. I'm actually disappointed the way they haven't been able to get another victory just yet, but I think we're gonna have to get them home here, get a little momentum kind of going right now. I would think so. This series usually isn't over. They've gone over in 5 straight meetings in Toronto. They've gone over in 7 of the last 8. And interestingly, Blackhawks have done well in this series of late, but it's also kind of a home dominated series. And man, that price 325, it does feel a little bit high. I mean, I would never go with a premium here, but I'm probably going to try the Leafs. I'm going to be how many? I'm on 3 puck lines on the show. This can't be good after kind of turning things around here quickly with my hockey picks in the premium category. But well, you'll get some puck lines on the show certainly, I guess. And I'm gonna take the Leafs. It doesn't feel totally comfortable here, but especially because I think maybe, just maybe, uh, the here's Doubles, our Chicago correspondent. Let me get his comments here on this one. He's got the Blackhawks here hanging in there. Yeah, yeah, probably overvalued. Yeah, I'm sure of it. But just feels like you're making these guys play all these road games right now. And the Blackhawks just aren't ready to, kind of. Maybe this is one maybe they'll suck it up and and come out with another strong game. Obviously, I'm burying the lead here with Austin Matthews, hottest player in the league by far right now. With why why didn't I start the art? Why didn't I start the video just saying Austin Matthews 10 times? I could have done worse than that. And that's why they've gone over in both games. I mean, he has hat tricks in both games. What did they say? Some kind of marker hasn't been done in forever. But 2 games, 2 hat tricks for Austin Matthews, a 6-5 win over my Habs in a shootout, and the 7-4 win over the Wild. Uh, both games here in Toronto. Rays on the Blackhawks here. Darren wants to lean on the over. And no, I'm all about it, Doubles. Believe me, I'm all about Bedard. It's just that the problems we're so deeply rooted in Chicago that it's just, I believe the culture change will take more time with the Blackhawks than maybe with some other franchises currently. I don't know if you were here when we talked about the season opener, and I was on Chicago and talked about how, look, it was just you know several years ago now, but I mean, remember, we won that Stanley Cup. I say we because I'm talking to Doubles, but remember when the Blackhawks won that Stanley Cup, and to be as miserable as it's been the last few years, this is great momentum. This is a lot of excitement. But to send these kids, send these guys on the road right now, 4 straight games like this, it does feel a little bit unfair. And I think, like I said, maybe yeah, this line sucks. 325. I don't know, but I just feel like it's a terrible spot. There's nothing I could do about the line, and even my gut instinct to say you got to take the Blackhawks here just feels like this is an overwhelming situation for Chicago right now. You can't even beat Montreal on the you lost. Well, it was a 1 goal game, so but this is Toronto now. So 4-2 seems, I don't feels like Toronto, the way they're scoring goals, it might be, maybe it can go over in this one, but I don't know. 4-2 seems most likely to me. 4-2. I mean, Toronto can't score 6 or 7 goals every time, can they? Even against the Blackhawks. And it's going to be slow going, it feels like now, all of a sudden, for the Blackhawks. But I'm all about the turnaround. I'm all about the change. I'm all about you know, I think the kid is upstanding. I think there's no doubt. In the NHL, the can't miss prospects, they never miss. They've always, they're always the because look at them all. And right, we saw it in that. Remember that cool interview with Crosby and Connor on opening night. Crosby was one of those guys. All those guys that come in, I don't say all of them. I mean, they're one every 5 years or so, right? But when they come into the league, when the touted superstars, the Crosbys, the Lemieux, even dating back to when uh, Gretzky. But just talk about that. The Austin Matthews. You can even look at Austin Matthews. He was a can't miss prospect type of kid, and he has not missed. He has been all that. Yeah, uh, uh, could Toronto stand to win a few more big games? Could Toronto stand to win a playoff series? Yeah, yeah. You want to really prove it long term, Austin Matthew, let's get it done one day. But you're not going to say he's not a super, he's not one of the one of the biggest scoring stars in the game, Austin Matthews, for sure. I think that's what we got here, too, is a awesome matchup. You're going to be talking about this as being, here's the thing, right? You look at this card tonight, and there's, nondescript matchups in all five. It's kind of a who cares kind of card, and to a certain extent. No disrespect to my hockey fans. I'm here previewing hockey, and not many do on any of these shows. But I'm looking at this card tonight, and I don't see any matchup that stands out but this one, and it's minus 325. And the reason it stands out is because you've got Austin Matthews with the 6 goals so far. And, okay, so Connor's got 1 goal. Does he have 1 assist? Does he have 2? I think does he have 1 or 2 assists? I think he's got whatever it is in the 2 games. He's got the goal, or 3 games. And that's what this game is all about. And, Austin Matthews was one of the can't miss prospects. When a guy comes up and they're like, this is one of going to be, and he's come through. They won they haven't won. There's no doubt. But Austin Matthews, his career is not over. Austin Matthews, he hasn't even reached the middle, the prime. I think, right? He still feels like he's on the way up. Could use some support, or maybe they could just use some clutch play in Toronto. So let's take Toronto one more time. Yeah. Do I feel uncomfortable? Yeah. What is a comfortable price for me in this game? Maybe to even make a premium play with a puck line, probably 275, and maybe it should be. But to me, it's about this fatigue factor right now with Chicago, and just the way the season's starting. They're the first team to 4 games, right? And we've only been playing 6 days, so I'm going to try the Maple Leafs on a puck line. I've got 3 puck lines on the show. This can't go well.